Okay, in this video, what we are going to do is create a simple scene where we have some goblins and we talk to them, and when the talk doesn't go well, they fight us. And this will be an introduction into scripting as well as combat. So we're going to move through this relatively quickly, especially for the parts that we've already covered. I'm just going to make a little valley pass thing over here. We're gonna flatten one of these out. Perfect. That's nice and ugly, but it works great for what we're gonna do. Then we're gonna head over into root templates, and I just want to pull out two goblins. We're gonna get goblin boss, create new from selected, make sure that we're adding this to our mod. We're gonna name him Gabi. And then we are going to do a female ranger, and this will be our friend Rangy. And we're going to set Gabi right here. And we're going to set Rangy. What did I do? Did I not actually? Okay, whatever. I must not have done that on the right mod, which is not great, remember. We are not trying to... I'll fix this another time. I don't want to deal with that right now. We are really trying hard not to create more data in our base folder. Bad things happen when that happens, but I think it's going to be okay for now. Also, a great lesson on not working too fast, friends. Okay. Okay, we got... What do I need to do, friends? I just created 3 of those rangers. Nothing happened. You might have figured it out before me. I need to regenerate our AI mesh. All right. Now, I'm going to delete that. Now when we put Rangy up there, she looks great. And we're just going to rotate them to be the directions I want. Set you there and you there. And we're just going to set some display names here. It can be Gabi. The Goblin. Because, I don't know, maybe he likes to make turkey sounds or something. All right, the next thing we're going to do is I am going to make a basic dialogue for him. I'm going to skip through this because we've already covered it. So, yeah, let's just skip ahead. So I actually just remembered that I could just use pretty much the same exact dialogue as last time, and it would work for the goblin too. So I am just going to add another question node here that says time to die. To do that, I need to head back over to my localization. I crashed like 4 times in between the pause and now, which is a good reminder that you have to save often. Hopefully it's done crashing. This is not a stable tool. Did I not save that first? I have a feeling I didn't save it. There we go. What if I just kill you instead? We're going to make this an end node like we have before. We're going to do something else though. We are going to set a flag that the scripting engine is going to pick up and tell us, hey, it's time to fight. So we're going to do flags to set. I'm going to set it on global. You might be able to do it on one of these other categories. In fact, I think you probably can. I am just a modder from Divinity, and this is how I was taught, and so this is what we're going to do. Feel free to play around with it, though. I'm going to call it Flow Goblin Fight. You have to add a description. So we'll set this to active, and you can even see we can now toggle this on and off. So if this flag was set and I needed to turn it off, we could do it that way too. So that's all we're going to do for this. Now we're going to open up our story editor again. And this, as a reminder, is one of the two scripting engines that, scripting systems that, almost said Divinity, Baldur's Gate has to offer. So, first thing we need to do is do generate definitions, build, and reload. If we don't do this right off the bat, then when you try to build, it'll yell at you and be like, oh, you don't have the versioning control thing that you're supposed to use and all that good stuff. But it just wants you to generate definitions. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to go over here to start. We're going to click add new item. I'm going to just call this flow goblin fight. Make sure that we're on our mod. And it did not add it to our start. So let's talk about this. The way that scripts get loaded, there's an order to it, and if you parent it to a certain thing, then you're ensuring that the parent gets loaded before the child. All that to be said, this has been true since the Divinity days as well. We just want our scripts to be parented to this start, unless you know that you don't for some reason, which is also fine. But that just ensures that things will get loaded in the right order. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to say, hey, when a flag is set, we want a combat with these goblins to start. Well, how do we do that? First, we need to say, well, who are the goblins? So in Story Editor in Osiris, the easiest way to capture a group of anything is a database, which is just db underscore and then whatever you want to name it. So we're going to name them gobbies just because I don't know, maybe there's a DB goblins out there. I'm just trying to make sure that we're not overwriting anything important. And then I'm going to do left parenthesis, and then I know I called one of them Gobby, so I'm going to type in Gobby, and then I'm going to do control space, and yep, that's the one. It's the character. This is the reference to him on our map. And then we're going to do semicolon, and then we're going to add another one to Gobby's, and this one I call Rangy. And okay, so now we have that. This is the init, meaning like initiation section. This is where the code actually happens. And Osiris is unlike any coding language I've ever done before. And it's quirky. I don't know. You're going to have to come to the Discord and ask questions probably, at least until we get some sort of wiki up. I want to make a fan wiki that has all of these methods and stuff. But anyway, all that to be said. All right. We start with an if statement. So if, and then this is just me talking through what I did to find this out, but I have run this once, so I do know what it is. But let's pretend I didn't. So, okay, if, we have something that we want to do with the flag. So let's do flag control space. And we see these different colors. They've tagged their procedures nicely for us. Anything on this color is used in a conditional. So if, okay, it looks like flag is the first parameter, speaker is the second one, and dialogue is the third one. So if a flag gets set, and what did we call this one? Flow something, I don't know. Control space. Let's look for a flag called flow. Flow goblin fight. There it is. Ooh, that was interesting. There we go. And then we're going to do comma, and then the next, we can see up here, the next thing it wants is the speaker. And if we were to specify a speaker here, it would say the flag had to be set by the speaker, but we don't really care about that, so we're just going to do underscore speaker, which is a nice way in Osiris of just saying, like, I don't really care what this is right now, but go ahead and save it for later. And so now speaker for the rest of this will be whoever does the speaking. And integer dialogue instance, I don't even know what that is, so I'm just going to do dialogue because I don't really care what it is. So we got that. I don't know why. Okay, yeah. And DB gobbies. Okay, this one is going to, probably throw some of you for a loop. If flag set and DB gobbies, like what? What does that even mean? This means that if this flag gets set and we want to iterate, this is almost like a for statement now, through all of the goblins, and we're going to call all of these goblins. So we're iterating through both of these, and we're giving each of these just goblins. Then we want to just like set their faction to an evil faction is what we're going to do. Oh, sorry. I have one more thing we're going to do too. This is just a bonus one. We don't even need this for this one, but what if we just like alert the players for some reason? I just wanted to show you that this is what it is to get the players. It's just db underscore players. Okay, then let's go to, it's probably like set faction or something. Yeah, okay, set faction. And what does set faction take in? It takes in a target and a faction. So what's our target? We want to set it to the goblins. Let's do one better here. This is just one at a time. So goblin. And then a faction. I'm just going to type in like evil and then control space. Yeah, one of them that's evil. It doesn't super matter. And then we need to do semicolon. And then also, just to prove that player is working, let's just send a message. So send message. Maybe. I think it's called send message. Send message. Or maybe it's just called message. Send notification, I bet is what it is. It send something. All right. Show notification. That was brutal. All right. Show notification. Player combat started. This isn't something we need, and it's not something that would make our final game. But it is what it is. I just want it on there. Let's do build. Let's see if we have any errors. I'm going to be very impressed with myself if I get no errors on the first get-go. Hey, build success. If there were errors, they'd be down here. Okay, on to the game again. I need to remember to set this guy to our dialogue. It helps if I could spell it right. Okay, it was like worm, prison. I think. What was the name of this dialogue? Did I really name it that? That's terrible. I just named it the same as the original. I kind of want to see if I can fix this. Just so. I have a feeling that by doing save as, I might break something, so we're going to learn something together. Okay, I was a real big dummy, and when I imported that file about the guard, I just left it the same name, which was a poor decision because not only did it make it so that I had to like guess which of the two was the right one, my custom one, but when I went to rename it, it kind of broke the dialogue. So this is just a warning. Take it from me. Don't be dumb like me. When you move files into your project, name them different things. Okay, we are in game though. I did link up the right dialogue. We can see our dialogue is working as before because I broke the cinematics earlier. They're still broken, but that's fine. I'm gonna do. What if I just kill you instead? Boom. Dialogue or combat started. And I think as well, did it say test on the top? Did it show us that notification from our story editor? It all happened so fast. Oh yeah, combat started. It did say that. Woo, he one-shot me. All right. So, let's go ahead and talk about this and let's talk about next steps. Um, again, I'm sorry that dialogue is just weird right now. Um, cinematics do work if you don't delete the greeting node. Uh, watch my last video for a little bit more on that. Where do we go from here? Well, this is the basics of story scripting, and it's oftentimes these if-then statements. If you see PROC, that's just a procedure, like a function or a method. It's worth looking through some of these other scripts just to see what could happen. in my testing, this can be your homework if you want some homework. Try to make it so that when you pass the goblin, he attacks you. And if you want to know how you would get started with that, I'll just get you started on that one, but we won't finish it because I think it's good homework for you. We just head over to the root templates. Where did I put the root templates? Here they are. And go over to event trigger. And so all event trigger. And you would place the event trigger, and then you would do something very, very similar to if flag set, but you would do if trigger something, if entered trigger. And instead of setting the goblins to evil, maybe you could try to set a temporary hostile relationship between the goblin and whoever enters the trigger. So I'm just going to leave it at that because that is your homework for this video. Um, but yeah, this is just kind of the basics. This is how we get started, how we add in some scripting to our dialogue. Thanks and have a great day.